In this video, what we're going to be discussing is this Leatherman Charge and this Snap-on multi-tool knife. So both of these are virtually the same. They weigh almost the same. So we could check the weight now. The Leatherman Charge weighs 8.5 ounces, so that's a little bit over a half a pound. So the Snap-on is 9.8 ounces, so that's like a little bit over half a pound as well. So in the hand, you see how the size of them, how they both are. They don't have hammer strikers like some Leatherman and other multi-tool uses. They have, you know, you can strike and bang something. These you technically can't. So they could have added a feature where you put a sleeve over this, but you know, it is what it is. So retail, this knife here is about, in the Home Depot, it's still for sale, and this knife has been out about 8 years, I believe, and there's 3 different versions. This one doesn't have a pair of scissors in it, which is fine, because the scissors in this knife are virtually, they're very small, very small, and it's good for like cutting nylon and just very small objects. And this was a thrift shop find. So as you can see, it's very well made. I mean, it's a very nice looking knife. I would definitely, you know, this is really, you know, it's a very well stylish, classy knife. Very well made. So as you can see, like in the Home Depot, this knife retails for $139. That's a lot of money. And this is what comes with the knife when you buy it new. It has a belt clip or a pouch, and you could put other stuff in there as well. What makes this knife so expensive is the blade, is the knife blade. This is like a premium steel, This is not a cheap stainless steel knife. This is very hard steel. So I mean, you're not going to pry anything open with it, but it's not going to break on you, where knives do break, like the tips will break and stuff like that. This one will tend not to break. So that's why you're paying $140, $170, I think, when it was new. So this is a very expensive knife. And it has a little piece here, you push that, and it closes. Now when you open it, you can't flip it out. Not as easy, like, you know, this thing is not really, so it has a 1 finger open, and there you go. You know, you have the knife, you know, it's ready to be used. Then it has this has a file, a sharpener, and then here you have a serrated blade. So I'm going to try to cut some wood with it. All right, I mean, you see the effort I put into cutting through this. I mean, and this, I believe, is to cut loose from a seatbelt. So if you're in a car and you're in an accident, there's a car fire, you would use this blade, this part here to cut the seatbelt with. And then there's a saw. Okay, with that, we're gonna see how this cuts. Okay, so maybe it's not designed to cut like a finished piece of wood like this. It's mainly, I guess, designed for cutting, you know, in outside like branches and stuff like that, and it will probably cut through a lot easier. But I mean, I would have a portable saw that will cut through anything. But this, you know, if you need it on a pinch, this is good to have, like this little saw, you know, for a survivalist. And again, it has a little push here, and there you go. And here's the pliers. It's pretty strong, gives it a good grip. It has wire cutters on here, but as the other knives, the other Leathermans, they have replaceable wire cutter blades. This one does not. I don't even see like how you would even sharpen that, but I mean, I could probably cut off a little piece of wood. You know, I'm sure they work. So if you're an electrician, I wouldn't recommend these for you, because if you're gonna do a lot of wire cutting and stripping, you won't be able to change the blade. So they have other Leathermans that you can change the blades, and then you can strip wire all day long. It has another wire stripper here, which is good for stripping wire. And it has a little snap. So there's no spring tension on this. And it closes like that. And then on the inside, you have a bottle opener with a blade on it. See that? And then it has this this screwdriver, which I think this is you could replace these, but I think you can like change these. And it's kind of like a flat screwdriver head, and it's pretty big for it. So like, let's say for instance, you know, I had to do a task like changing the battery on this scale, right? Like this is not, and I already just, and believe it or not, before this video I changed the battery and I couldn't get this little screw out with this Phillips head. So that's one side. So there's two tools in here, and you have a scale. You have a ruler that's 7 inches. So from end to end, from here to here, it's 7 inches. That's on the ruler. And then on this side, you have, okay, you have this. This is another screwdriver. I guess with this screwdriver, I might have been able to get in here. Okay, and turn it. So this is actually, this screwdriver here, this is a flathead, would open that screw up. And there's other little pieces on here like that. I mean, I really don't know what that's for. I think there's a manual online. You can look it up on Snap-on and check it out. And then there's a bigger flathead screwdriver. And that's it. Like I said, there's no scissor, nothing on here. So if I open it, so you can't, so if I, okay, so you can't open the blade, this blade, if it's open like that. But that's how it looks. Open like that. So I'll close everything. So to close it, the locking mechanism is here. So you press that down and that closes it up. And same goes for the other side. You press this down and that closes it. And then you simply put it in your sheath, or this brand new would come with a belt clip. And like I said, you know, it feels good in the hand. It's pretty compact. It's pretty nice. So again, this is 170 new, and they're still selling the Home Depot for $169. Well, whatever. So now we go to the Snap-on. So this tool here comes with a kit. And this is the kit that it comes with. $25, you get all that. A flashlight, that tool, and a nice pocket knife as well. So you'll have 2 blades, which is pretty cool. And you could, and I found one on eBay for $12. It's not a bad tool. I mean, it's really not bad for what it is. So let's take a look at this guy. So it's black on here, it's red, that's pretty nice. It's aluminum, looks like it's aluminum cover. And that's the back, has the same brand on it. The side, and that's opened like that. So what I like about these is the pliers, they have a spring in it, which is pretty cool. Now I don't know if some people would prefer to have, you know, the old fat, you know, no spring like that, to do that, or to have this spring loaded like that. So comparing this $11.99, $10 multi-tool compared to this $170 multi-tool. So this has wire cutters, not interchangeable like the Leatherman. So this has wire cutters like the Leatherman that you can't interchange. It doesn't have wire stripping ability, but you can. I mean, if you're good, you could do it. And it's pretty clean looking. And it's stainless steel. It's printed right on there. Stainless steel, which is good. I mean, it's probably not as good. The blade on this, the knife blade, is probably not as good as the knife blade on this one. That there goes for the price. But then again, it's stainless steel. And this is a throwaway. If you lose this, you're not gonna be too happy because of the money you pay for it. So this has some plastic on it, like here. It's plastic. Some more plastic here. I guess that's to reduce the weight. I mean, this feels in your hand. You know, and you could get, you know, you get a good grip on it. It feels good. It opens right up, which is, you know, pretty nice. There could be drawbacks to that. I mean, I don't know. So let's close it this way. And then when you close it, it stays kind of like that, and you have to like close it. You close it, which is pretty cool. So here's the blade on that. I mean, it's, you know, it's a nice size blade. You can carry this, no problem. You could see immediately the quality difference in the blades compared to the Leatherman. I mean, the Leatherman is just, you could see, you know, it's just a better blade. I mean, look at that. Just a nicer blade. This is, you know, a really good steel. This is stainless steel, and it's a $10 knife. This is a $150 knife, and you're paying for this blade. So let's move on. So here we have two files on each side, and it's pretty big. And this is, then here you have a bottle opener with some sort of other, whatever you could do with that. And then there's a screwdriver, flathead. And then on the other side, here's the saw. So I'm gonna, and then here's another screwdriver with another bottle opener. Here's another saw. And here's another screwdriver. So now this screwdriver was able to open the battery case. So let's see how these saws perform versus the Leatherman. So you just, with this, you just push this down. So here's the wood. I mean, it seems like it's kind of easier to cut with this. you know, it seems like this saw blade, the way I guess the teeth are shaped, is cutting through this piece of wood a lot simpler than it was with the Leatherman. All the tools on the Snap-on are on the outside of the tool because the pliers sit inside this part here, and then the other tools are on the outside, which I like. You know, because now you can just leave, you know, the knife, you know, closed, and it's all right there. It's easy. You don't have to open the knife or do a lot of motions to get to whatever tools you want. And this file doesn't have a lock. So I mean, if you're doing something, you know, it might, but it doesn't have a lock. Again, it's $10. You know, the bottle opener doesn't have a lock because you're gonna use it like this. So the force is gonna be like that, and you're not gonna really hurt yourself, which makes sense. Again, a screwdriver, no lock. But the knife has a lock. And the lock is simply like, you know, any other knife. You push this and the blade simply closes. And this saw has a lock, just like the knife, and it's pretty big. And this saw has a lock on either side, but the center parts don't lock. So these are all free to use. The center tools don't lock, and this has two saws. So we're gonna close it like that, like that. So now let's compare both saws. So as you can see, the saws, I like the saw on this better than this. So let me give this saw another chance. Okay, I mean, it did a little better job this time. I found this to be a little bit easy to saw with. You know, you can see the blade. It seems like it's stiffer than this. This is like, you know, kind of a lightweight blade. It's very flexible. Where this is more rigid, so you're gonna get a better cut. You know, if you're gonna be cutting something outside, like a branch or something, you want something that's rigid. You know, this is more for like finer work. But I had a little bit of a hard time cutting, but it'll cut. I mean, it'll do the job. And like I said, these have these locks here like that. And the tools are on the inside. Like that. So if you gotta use one of these tools, you know, you're always gonna have this open where when you wanna use a tool here, this just stays closed and you can just pick out whatever tool you want and it's closed. It's not open like that. So you're not working, you know, with this like that, because these tools again are on the inside of the knife, and the pliers are seated in here on both sides. So I kind of like the outside tools better. I mean, I guess everybody has their own preference. So I mean, I wouldn't really want to have a tool where I have this open and that. Then again, you know, if you're using like this is a bottle opener, so you know, I guess, you know, maybe this is better. I mean, coming to think about it, like this is open, so if I'm using one of these little tools and I need the pliers, like they're available right there. I don't have to, you know, then close whatever tools I have and have this open. So perhaps this is the better design. I would think so now, because you can have the pliers ready available with one of the tools on the inside. Because, you know, if you're using a screwdriver, you might need a pair of pliers too at the same time. So, you know, you could just, you'll be working like this, whatever you're doing, and then just flip and use the pliers, where on on the snap-on, you know, you would have to, well, let's see. So the saw opens, okay, so that's open. So I guess it's the same principle. You know, if I need the screwdriver, it's out. So I mean, technically, this is a better design. You know, because you can see, like, you know, I can have two sides of the two tools open at the same time. That can work. You know, and then just put them away. Just easily, they go back like that. And I got the pliers. So I mean, they technically function the same. You know, I think that the snap-on seems like a little easier to use because of the design of it. You know, all the tools are on the outside, and on this, the tools are on the inside and the outside. So you would have, you know, a few more motions to do, you know, if you wanted to do something with this. You know, you'd have to, so if you were out here, you know, you'd have to like open the blade, you know, then you can't really open now the pliers and have the blade open at the same time, because it's not designed like that. So you could only have the inside, the outside working tools available for you with the pliers out. Where with the snap-on, you can have any tool open. Have that open. Have that open. And there you go. You have everything open. Those are all the tools. So you could use this in so many different configurations. I mean, you're not going to use it like this. I'm just showing to you. But there's so many different configurations that, you know, I like this. You know, for 10 bucks, why wouldn't you have, you know, why wouldn't you buy this? You could buy two. If it breaks, you throw it away. I don't think it's going to break. So let's compare it to the open, looks to the Leatherman. So there's two. So you can't open the blade with the Leatherman like that, in that position. So the knives are sort of locked in. So all I can do is take out the mechanics tools like that. So that's how it looks like that. All right, so now if I wanted to open the blades, so these are the blades. Like that. So now I can pretty much, okay, so this way now I can take everything out. And there it is. So that's both of them completely open with all the tools out. And you know, so the Leatherman is a good knife. I mean, if you're into Leatherman, I would definitely recommend it. And who this knife is designed for, I don't know. I mean, you know, people who like Leatherman, you know, you want something, you want to give an expensive gift, right here. You know, people like, you know, want a Leatherman, this is it. Then on the other hand, this, you know, is designed probably for mechanics, because Snap-on sells mechanical tools. Leatherman sells like hunting knives, and that's who they're geared for. But if I would carry one of these. I think this is a little bit of a better knife. You know, I think there's another Leatherman that's the same as that has, let's see if I can close this without cutting myself. You know, it's all stainless steel, aluminum. You know, it's a little hefty. You know, it's cheap, $10. $170 versus $10. So, you know. You know, this has a, you know, good feel. With the Leatherman, I'm sensing a better grip on this than this. You know, I'm sensing this is a better grip, the Leatherman. It's like I can really squeeze this. This is a little harder to squeeze. I guess because, you know, but then again, maybe this is the part that goes in your palm, the red, so you remember that, red palm and black fingers, and you squeeze. Yeah, this grip squeezes better. I mean, this I can get up. Feels like a better grip. So perhaps, you know, the tools, the design of this, you know, has a lot of consideration taken, you know, for the grip, and that's why it's designed like this, where, you know, the tools, there's some tools on the inside, some tools on the outside. And, you know, it's a $170 knife. It's probably a better knife, you know, versus this guy. You know, this is a throwaway. You lose this, you're not going to care. You can give this away. Say, hey, yeah, take it. You know, there's no big deal. But then this will work. So, you know, I want to thank everyone for subscribing, liking the videos, leaving comments, and supporting the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And this is John. I want to thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope this was informational enough and you're going to make a decision on what to buy. Again, this is the Cadillac of the multi-tool knife, the Leatherman. This is the Leatherman Charge, and this is the knockoff of a Leatherman, the Snap-on brand that comes in a kit. For $25, you get three. You get a flashlight, another knife, and this tool here. For $170, you get this. Thanks again. Thumbs up. Thank you for watching.